buddy, how's it going? How you doing today? Oh, not bad, you know how things go, right? Not too shabby. Can't complain, eh? Cool, cool, man. That's good to hear. You want to hear a joke? Hey, I'm always up for a joke, why not? Okay, buddy, I hope you're ready for this one. This is the bomb. This is the best joke ever. Okay. All right. So, what's the difference between Call of Duty Black Ops and a restaurant? Well, I've only been partial to this conversation just for a little bit, but if you think of it in a deep and serious way, Call of Duty is a video game, and and uh, um, all right, well, okay, apparently he's here. Well, great. Um, yeah. Oh, you're uber dark in here. Oh my god. Well, guys, I can redeem myself. I know a bit about video games. Because Call of Duty is, $60, and average restaurants like $10 at McDonald's, and $20 at Shirley, and it's a tricky question. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, man. He always makes things such a pain in the butt. All right, all right. I'll just tell you guys. It's the best joke ever. As I said, it's so good. All right. So, what's the difference between Call of Duty Black Ops and a restaurant? A restaurant usually has a good host and servers that work. Isn't that the best joke ever? Don't quit your day job, Jim. Just don't quit your day job. Hi there, gamers. I'm Jim from Just Push Play, Ottawa's video game web show, and I'm starting to think video game companies are losing their sense of imagination. There's some pretty crazy uh, game consoles in the past, and now some of the names are getting kind of weird back again. History's repeating itself. So while the PlayStation 4 is kind of dull and unimaginative, it makes sense. It's a game system. It's the fourth time they're at bat here, and you know it's practical and people understand it instantly. The Neo Geo arcade system, it made sense. You saw it everywhere back in the early 90s or so, and then they made a Neo Geo game system for your personal use at home. Yeah, sure, it was super expensive, but it made sense. From there, Neo Geo Arcade, to Neo Geo, you know, console available at home. And then there's the Neo Geo Pocket Color. That all makes sense. Why can't we live in a world that makes sense like that? And now we have the Wonder Swan Color, and this is where the names actually get sketchy. We've got the Gizmondo, we've got the Zebo, and we have the Zodiac. So it's like, what the heck? It started making sense, then now it's gone all crazy goofballs again. Hell, even the 3DO and MSX game system sounded fair enough to sound, dorky. We could go with that. We'll live with that. So I sure won't be dissing the Adventure Vision, the Astrocade, or the EACA Color Genie 2000 because, that even sounds dorky. Like, how can you think that would not be a video game system, right? And then there's the Mattel Aquarius and the Odyssey too, So that's leading into today's vlog. I just want to say, what the heck, game companies? Like, what kind of names are you guys coming up with these days? Like, they're kind of crazy. Xbox One. Hello, we've been through more than one Xbox now. You want to go back to number one? Was it that special? You really enjoyed it? Like, what's going on? And then Nintendo, Wii U. Oh, okay, Wii Me, and then, there's the original Wii. So what's going to happen after the Wii and the Wii U? Wii 3? All three Wii? Like, what are you going to call it? Where are you going with this? Is what I want to know, Nintendo. What are you doing? What are you thinking? Call it something cool. You had some good names in the past, or just make it sound awesome. You guys, you know, Wii U was the best that you guys could come up with. Come on. So the original Xbox name actually makes sense if you know why they called it the Xbox. And I didn't even know why they called it the Xbox originally. I just thought, they wanted something marketable. They wanted something that was totally different from, the Nintendo GameCube. They wanted something completely different from, the Sony PlayStation, to stand out, obviously. And the reason they called it the Xbox and chose the name was it was from DirectX box, and they decided, this was probably not marketable, so they decided to switch it up and condense a bit. So DirectX box to simply Xbox. So it makes sense. But I remember first hearing about the Xbox, and it's like, where did you guys come up with this name? It just does not make any sense. It's like goofballs again. Crazy goofballs. So for the latest Xbox, a lot of names were actually thrown about before they settled on Xbox One. The rumors were Xbox Infinity, Xbox Next, and the one that seemed to first come out was Xbox 720. That one sounds cool. It gives you the idea there's more power underneath the game system's hood, and you know it makes sense. So I don't know why they didn't stick with that. I would have stuck with that myself, but that's just me. I don't work at Microsoft. So what was wrong exactly with calling it Xbox 3? I know Microsoft wants to stand out, and Microsoft and Nintendo to a lesser degree seem to want to stand out and do their own thing. And what would have been such a crime to have called it Xbox 3? I know that the PlayStation brand, they seem to be going with, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and now PlayStation 4. So maybe that's why they chose not to go with it. But, would it have been that hard? Are we asking for too much as gamers in 2013 to have a cool sounding game system that's just not a numerical or, something that just does not make any sense, like Wii or Wii U or God knows what's going to happen next. Like, as I said, Wii Me? Like, why can't we get cool sounding game systems like we did in the past, in the last few generations? So let's go over that. So I look back at other game systems, ones that I own, and maybe, going back a few decades even, and they just sound so much cooler than what we currently have. Like, instead of having a PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4 or even a, Nintendo Wii or, Xbox One when it's the Xbox 3. Yeah, let's go back and look at the list I've researched. So, Atari Jaguar. That sounds awesome. It sounded like a real beast, but this actual system really sucked and whimpered off into a corner. So what happened with that? Why can't we have game systems like that? Or like Sega Saturn, sounds powerful and mysterious. Like it, and the system was hard as heck to program for, but it died. It didn't have any sports support. So yeah, Saturn, cool. Super Nintendo. Yeah, like, yeah. You probably at that time period, in the late 80s, early 90s, people thought, man, my Nintendo is so awesome. It's amazing. So, what would it be like to have a Super Nintendo? How cool would that be? That was probably the thinking. There's a Nintendo, and now there's a Super Nintendo. How radical is that? And then even the Atari Lynx, it just sounds aggressive. It sounds great. Or like Engage. You could have Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart. In the ads. They spent enough money as it is to promote that piece of junk. You know, mobile phone that and games that, and you couldn't even do one or the other. Sometimes one would break and then the other one, or the phone would cause the games to break, or the games would just suck and then you'd want to break it, run over it with a car or something. So, you know, until you actually see the devices and see like the, crappy graphics or the horrible loading time, you know, Atari Lynx and Engage, they sound pretty cool, like Lynx or like Engage. So, anyways, for the novice that doesn't know what a Game Boy is, it sounds kind of creepy actually if you've never heard of it. So, just thinking about that now, like think about it, like Game Boy. And then it also sounds a bit sexist too, like there should be a Game Girl too, right? Nintendo, right? So anyways, there's also the Game Gear. It kind of sounds a bit too serious to me, but you know, at least you know what it is. It's a game system. Yeah. At least we know it plays games, you know. That's something that that's another rant for another day, but at least we know it plays games and its focus is on the game. So bring your gear to play the games with your Game Gear. And yeah, so the last one, oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, I can do that too. But, you know, oh yeah sounds like some sort of Kool-Aid commercial, like some idea that they just thought like what would be a cool thing to say for everyone to have to say for a game system. Oh yeah. You know, Kool-Aid guy, and I'm surprised they haven't tried to license that yet from Kool-Aid or whoever makes Kool-Aid. Yeah, but it sounds like a drink. I guess I was thinking primarily a water drink, based drink that you just sprinkle a few drops in, and you know what the heck, you know, there's your drink. Enjoy it. It's all sugar and water, sugar water. But yeah, I think these creative names they're kind of good. Like the oh yeah name sounds good, but whether it's something that I want to say, like it just sounds awkward still. At least to me, it sounds awkward. Oh yeah, it's like okay, dude, you need to relax. You know, cut down on the sugar pills, and then you'll be fine. So yeah, that's all for me from this episode. Do you agree? Disagree? Want to kill me? You know, just let me know. And I'm Jim from Just Push Play, and keep on gaming, guys.